Shh, they're coming. Alright, what up everybody? Steve Breach coming to you. Fun way to kick off the little video for you. This was all about the Wyatt's family. I thought this was an awesome Monday Night Raw, top to bottom, filled with some good matches. Overall, there was one segment that I would love to erase from Monday Night Raw history, as well as from my brain and everything else in the world. I thought this was really good Raw. I mean, the Wyatt family had one hell of a debut. You gotta wonder what the hell they're gonna do with these characters from here on out. They've always said with WWE that if they're gonna bring guys up from developmental, they have to have some sort of a plan with them. I think the Shield has worked out pretty well for the last 6 months or so. I'm trying to pick out somebody that came up at a developmental that just didn't have it. Bo Dallas was the guy that sort of got pushed up. They tried to give him the world, and then all of a sudden he was gone. But we're gonna have to see. This was. I mean, the show as it went on, they tried to show you the Wyatt house and the Wyatt compound, I guess they called it, and what the hell was going around there. I used to live in Georgia. I lived there for 6 years. Me and my friends. We got into some backyard country ass shit in our time, and one of the funnest stories was our county, Gwinnett County, put a curfew out. If you weren't 18 and you weren't in your home, they were going to take you to jail. I don't know what the hell this was about. It was only one weekend. They did it one time. They wanted to get all the young kids off the street, and so if you were found in Gwinnett County and you were under the age of 18, they were going to arrest you, or at least take you home. I don't know what the fuck it was. So anyways, we didn't want to go home, and so we drove out of the county. We went to another county to sort of kick it and hang out. We were hanging out at somebody's farm, and it was a family farm, and some other backyard country-ass folks came over from another place. And what they were doing was they were driving around in the back of a truck, and they had 2 kids hanging out the back. And as they would drive through this field, they would grab rabbits that were loose running around in this field, and you'd pick them up, and you'd whack them. And that was their idea of fun. The whole time that people have been talking about the Wyatt family coming up, and I've been hearing and sort of seeing some stuff, those are the guys that I think about. And but basically, that was some scary shit that they did. I think I've never watched one of the WWE horror movies, but I mean, that reminded me of a lot of horror movies when they were sort of creeping up on that house, and you saw the dude in the goat mask, and he was begging the sledgehammer around the fire, and then the dude just sort of creeped up on you. Then that was some freaky shit. Then they were taking you to the house, and the one guy was just sort of like holding his head. I don't know if he was washing it or what the hell he was doing, and he just kept on saying obey and obey over again. I was sort of under the thoughts that the Wyatt family was an actual family, and they were all brothers. But from the promo that they gave before they came out and destroyed Kane, I'm thinking that maybe it's more of a cult or something like that. We'll have to see what they're doing with this. Honestly, I didn't even remember these guys' names. I tried to learn them before Raw started so I could tweet them out during the show, because I honestly thought they were going to debut and have some sort of a match, but they have slipped my mind. I know it's not the coolest thing to call guys by their old names, but Husky Harris looks like he's going to have some sort of a big deal going on here. The only thing that was so awesome about this that sucks was that they killed like 30 minutes of the show before this happened with the fucking McMahon family drama. It sucked. They fired Vicky Guerrero. They took way too long for no apparent reason. They did this whole ordeal with Vince, Stephanie, and Triple H where they all stated their claim, and then they just let all us fuckers vote off of the damn app. Why didn't they let us vote off the app and then just put the stats up on the screen and fire? It's what they do when they, have the matches. It's like having something go up and say, hey, go over to the WWE app and vote on this match, and have us all vote on it. Then when we come back from commercial, Then the guys all come out and state promos on why they should be it, and you're like, well, I wish you would have gave me the promo before I voted for this shit on the app before. Now my vote doesn't count anymore. So anyways, they just fire Vicky. They put Brad Maddox in charge. We're going to have to see what deals with that. Honestly, Vicky Guerrero, Brad Maddox, to me, it really doesn't matter. It is what it is. Vicky Guerrero was up on the ladder to start that edition of Monday Night Raw. Daniel Bryan and Sheamus had a damn good match. Daniel Bryan was able to reverse out of the cloverleaf from Sheamus. I honestly, when I saw him strap that in, I sort of forgot that was in his move arsenal. And I was marking out. I thought that was really cool. But I can remember back now when he was using it before. I'm not sure if he stopped it or if I just haven't noticed that he's been using it anymore. But very, very good match to add to the rivalry of Sheamus versus Daniel Bryan. I think everybody can remember. This sort of evens the score now. Sheamus 1 win, Daniel Bryan 1 win, and the Great Khali another on there. If you don't get that joke, look it up. We go from there. Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins going up against Tenzai and Clay. Nothing much there. John Cena against Mark Henry face-to-face in the middle of the ring, delivering promos. Mark Henry gave the cheap shot to John Cena, which didn't look like a cheap shot. It looked like he sort of just ran into John Cena, and John Cena hit him. And then he fell down. It looked like Cena hit Henry more than Henry hit him. But then they sort of squirreled it around for a minute, and then Cena picked him up like he was going to give him the FU, and then they just fell down and collapsed. I'm guessing that they're thinking that we don't remember when John Cena came back right after he won the Royal Rumble. They tried to put him in all these tests of strengths to make sure that he could show the fans that he was back and that he was 100%, because the word on the street was that Cena came back too early, and then he wasn't going to be wrestling. And I think this was Vince's way of showing everybody that he really was. So Cena picked up Henry and gave him the FU on Monday Night Raw for free. And now this is a match they want us to pay for and care about on pay-per-view. Yeah, honestly, this match could be good, but it's a throwaway match. It's not really getting my money, but I would buy this show. So it's just sort of on the show, you know what I'm saying? You don't always have to, even though you want to buy a show and you're all hyped for it, doesn't mean you have to like every match on the card, and this is just one of those matches. Curtis Axel lost to Chris Jericho. Wish I could call it a good match, but it wasn't. I like to hope that Paul Heyman's going to keep wearing the shades from his beatdown that he was delivered from CM Punk. I wonder if he was telling CM Punk, lay it in good, daddy, like Dusty Rhodes did for the Four Horsemen beatdown back in the day. Del Rio and Sin Cara was a match. This was a damn really good match, except for Dolph Ziggler just stayed his act in the back and kept his way out of it. It's a shame that 2 years ago this would have been a dream match I think people would have cared about to see on pay-per-view, and now it was just thrown on Monday Night Raw, and the only thing that was really good about it is that Sin Cara was on Raw in a match that wasn't a squash match. I don't want to put my guy down. Jack Swagger beat the shit out of Sin Cara. Squash match style on main event last Wednesday. Sin Cara got no offense. Alberto Del Rio had an even match with Sin Cara on Monday Night Raw, where they, delivered shots back and forth. What's that say about your World Heavyweight Champion? Not good. If one guy's going to get squashed by some guy who's in the mid-card who's not really looking like he's going anywhere, the World Heavyweight Champion should squash this guy. Just saying. That's what that was? My buddy MC told me that they were going to make fun of Getcheck tonight. I didn't know that whole Vicky Guerrero thing was making fun of Getcheck. You failed at that, TNA. Oh, I apologize. You failed at that, WWE. You made TNA look good. That's honestly my opinion. Kane vs. Christian was a match that was booked to sort of put all the All-Stars in a match, and that match never happened because the Wyatt family came down and beat the shit out of them. Divas Tag Team bout. I didn't care about it. You didn't care about it. I was up getting some food and getting a drink in the kitchen. Came back for Randy Orton versus CM Punk. Orton got the win. I was surprised. Daniel Bryan came out after that, beat up on Orton for a minute, climbed up and staked his claim as the Money in the Bank guy by grabbing the Money in the Bank briefcase, which made me a little bit scared because Bryan's my pick to win this match. And normally the guy who gets the shine to end Monday Night Raw doesn't normally get the shine on the pay-per-view. But we're going to have to see. Any of these three guys, honestly, are the favorites. CM Punk, Randy Orton, or Daniel Bryan. It's going to be a cat fight. We're going to have to see what goes on in that pay-per-view. I'm looking forward to seeing some prediction videos from you guys and seeing who you guys are picking in this upcoming week. Have fun, everybody.